Spring. A time for rebirth, renewal, and new clothes. So why not head over to our Teespring store, where you can support some smaller artists to bring some great designs to life. Our diamond shirts, cartoons are cool, player select, and so much more. So many shirts! We know you have spring fever. We know you want one of these shirts. Go check them out. Link in the description. Now on to the video. Welcome back to Mewni Mayhem! I'm Vox, and one of the more confusing, morally gray areas the Star family kind of glossed over was the fact that Star committed mass magic being genocide. When Star destroys all the magic, any being that stemmed from magic shortly after passed away as a result. So today, I want to go through Star's list of victims, alongside the people you thought may have actually died alongside magic, but are alive, and just taking a good look at the situation, because is Star a bad person for not caring about all these lives she ended? Not sure I can give a definitive answer on that, but let's start with all the people who died. As we saw in Magic's final moments, every mill horse in the realm of magic, regardless of how young they were, melted away in an instant, only their collapsing skeletons left behind, which was pretty dark on the account of, well, I just didn't think they would go that far. Glossaryck also ceased to exist. Although we didn't necessarily see the end of his road, he seemed to stick by his words of, a good captain goes down with his ship. The Magic High Commission were also victims. We saw the corpses of Omnitraxus and Romulus. Omnitraxus' skull being left behind, and with Romulus, while his torso and limbs dissipated, his snake arms just became regular snakes, no longer sporting the intelligence and capacity to speak English. And his giant crystal head is now just a normal crystal. And alongside Romulus, we can assume that everyone crystallized in his domain were freed, as the crystals, being made of magic, would also cease to exist. Hecapoo accepted her fate, so we know she's as good as dead, but an unnamed casualty would also be Ronaldo the Bald Pate, as he's also part of the Magic High Commission and he was also created by Glossaryck. I mentioned it before, but still, I feel kind of bad. He likely was just minding his own business and then poof, he stopped existing. Another long forgotten character that likely bit the dust was Baby. Now, Baby's purpose was to be an evaluator of magic, so I wouldn't be surprised if she was also created by Glossaryck or magic itself. With there being no more magic, thus no magic to evaluate, there's also no more Baby, so we can pour one out for her. Beyond those involved in magical affairs, every single spell to ever exist, yeah, they're all gone. So Spider with a top hat, Narwhal, pretty much any of Star's spells or any of the other spells within the wand, yeah, they were essentially Thanos'd by Star. And unfortunately, this also includes the laser puppies. My sweet, sweet babies. Gone. But this brings me to those who survived. Surprisingly enough, the final moments of this series revealed that without magic, a lot of beings you thought would no longer have existed are still living it up, now in this brand new world. For example, the Dragon Cycles. So with that in mind, I think it's safe to say characters like Father Time, the Pixies, Broomzetta's pet bear, and even Warnercorns who weren't conjured up by Star, they're all sticking around. So I imagine the universe won't have any big disastrous consequences for the destruction of magic. And the destruction of magic may actually have caused characters like Miss Skolnick to revert back to normal. However, considering Star's room was still intact at the Monster Temple after it was moved there with magic, some spells might be permanent. So unfortunately, Miss Skolnick may be like that forever. But let's shift gears towards the bigger question. Is Star a murderer? I think the reason why the show kind of glossed this over was because, yeah, it is morally ambiguous. Every magical being seemed to be sentient, with their own thoughts, their own life. Some of Star's spells even had kids. Now you can view it like this. Every single spell was an extension of that wielder's imagination, which is why they came into existence in the first place. So if you view them as getting rid of an imaginary friend, not using Foster's logic, it may not seem as severe. As for Glossaryck and the Magic High Commission, well, Glossaryck created the High Commission. They were extensions of himself. Hecapoo seemed to be really chill with everything, and Glossaryck knew this was coming the entire time, which is likely why when he created Lekmet, he ensured that each and every time Lekmet used his his powers, it would weaken his life force. Because when the day came that magic beings would cease to exist, humans would already be acquainted with mortality. Nothing lasts forever. But the purpose of Glossaryck and all these magical beings were to serve humans, so they would have a better understanding of the magic that surrounds the world. With no magic, they don't have a purpose to exist. And if magic was harming people, which it was, then maybe their lives were worth sacrificing. Would you rather not trade lives and continue to risk this cycle of hatred and pain continuing? Or do you get rid of magic and call the losses that accompany them? Personally, I don't think I could make that decision. But hey, according to Glossaryck, he thinks Star made the right decision. Meaning Glossaryck respects, understands, and thinks that the future would be better without his existence, the existence of his children, or any other magical beings. It's very crazy and very heavy to think about, but that's what makes Star, well, Star. With all that said, I want to hear what you guys think. How do you feel about the fact that Star, well, is a murderer? Or do you see these spells as imaginary friends and the High Commission as people who, well, just didn't need to exist after the removal of magic? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, or tweet your thoughts at Roundtable Vids. And for more of my own thoughts, you can find me at Fox. We're also on Instagram. Help the Roundtable grow by either becoming a member of this channel or supporting us over at Patreon. Link in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please throw a like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. Fox signing out. Hey everyone, just letting you know over pre-recorded message that we will be at MomoCon 2019. We'll be there all 4 days, but I know what you're thinking. What about the panels? And to that, my friend, I have an answer. Friday at 2:30 will be on the Channel Federator panel, talking about our experiences as content creators. Then on Saturday at 4 p.m., we have the first ever animation showcase with a bunch of other content creators in the cartoon community. Cosmodor, Robotaxi, Nintendo, Saberspark, you name it. We'll be showing off a bunch of animated projects, such as Hazbin Hotel, whose creator will also be there, Long Gone Gulch, Amoda and Nepson, and more. And yes, we will be showing exclusive footage you cannot see anywhere else. Well, I mean, until the actual panel, where I'm sure it'll be live streamed and you can, but you guys get the point. After that, our final panel will be Saturday at 7. Another Steven Universe of the fan of this panel. Us, Mackenzie Atwood, Slice of Otaku, Rose's Universe, and Michaela Deese, the voice of Amethyst. Oh yeah, did I mention this TV Universe cast will be there? Zach Callison, Dee Magnahall, Michaela Dietz, and Estelle. Well, Estelle's only gonna be on Thursday, but Estelle. Get hyped for MomoCon, guys. It's so close, and I have a feeling it'll be one of the best years yet. Hope to see some of your beautiful faces there.